is our second episode. So, I couldn't believe this, but yeah, here we are again with this episode.
So I'm going to leave you today to do the introductions, because I know you're very familiar with these two gentlemen that we've got on as guests.
Yes, I am. I've had to deal with them on a daily basis. They are quite troublesome. They are very I call them my personal persons. And then wish the listeners could see what is going on in here at this moment. But one is a major account executive with Mantra Ghana, right. And he has a direct focus on the oil and gas. I call him the gentle Jack, because he is everything definition of an African man. Tall, dark, and all that. And then he is Covenant Boateng.
Really?
Yay! KB, as I call him. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm well. It's good to have you on our episode.
Good to have you too, and Amma.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. We're very grateful for your presence. So thank you for taking the time out.
Yeah, the second special guest who seems to be, I don't know what to say, but I'm not going to say much just so I can avoid all the troubles. He is into the oil and gas, which brings me to a very funny thing. It seems we'll be having a lot of oil and gas people on our episode.
I mean, we are in the oil city, aren't we?
Yes, we are. So we can actually avoid that. He is trained as an engineer, practicing all round in the logistics, and he works with Talo Ghana, and I call him Moses. Mose. Welcome, Moses.
Thank you, Anne. It's good to be here.
And again, we'd like to thank you for taking time out and being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, so we're going to kickstart today's today's topic, which is on how married men usually juggle between social life, marriage, and then corporate life. Mostly we get these questions to women on how they go about it. So we decide to turn the tables and see how men get one, because we don't hear them talk. So,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, very frequently we hear, oh my goodness, how does a woman do it all? How does she manage to become a mother, a wife, like be in full-time employment? And I feel like, the men out there do their part too.
Mm-hmm.
They do their part. So let's flip the script and ask the men how they do it.
Yeah.
How do you manage, to keep your wife happy, to keep your kids happy, and work hard.
And also party hard.
And party, yes!
And get us where you go.
In the case of these two gentlemen, party hard.
Party hard!
Yeah.
You can't take that away from them. Party hard. Yeah, I really want to know, especially in the lives of these two gentlemen, as she said, because they seem to have a great social life. So many a times I sit and I wonder, what goes on in their homes? What does their wife, have to deal with? Are they seeking permission? Are they being granted permission? Do they have time zones? How do they get to work? I mean, I just want to know. So I'm actually happy to have them. And I just hope that we get nothing but the truth, since we have promised our listeners unfiltered and pure honesty.
I mean, we've got a bottle of wine here, so hopefully that should do the trick.
Yeah. So, Amma, would you want to kickstart this and then let's see?
Absolutely. So a question to the both of you. We'll start with KB first. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been married?
I've been married for 12 years.
12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's cool. That's fine.
I'm an old man.
and Moses, how?
Just over 3 years.
Just over 3 years.
So I'm a newbie.
You're a newbie.
Yeah.
Do either of you feel that your relationship prior to being married, or at the point where you first got married, up all the way from there to now has remained the same? Or do you think that there's been some dynamic changes?
Personally, I believe people don't change. It is your perception about people that change. So for me, I believe it's been consistent, although my other half finds it a bit difficult sometimes to cope. But personally, I think it's been consistent the way I used to be and then now.
Right.
For me, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think there has been any change, actually. I actually had a bit of this long distance relationship during the time I was courting. And so I didn't have a lot of, your girlfriend's always around, let's go and sit at the beach and, that kind of thing. So I didn't have a lot of that. But I think it hasn't really changed because I believe that, look, and just as Moses said, you just have to be real. Once you are real, you continue to have a good relationship without having a lot of issues. And the most important thing is you just need to give respect. And if, like Anne will attest, sometimes when we want to go out, I'll just say, I need to take an exit.
Yeah.
Because you need to, whether you need to tell her.
You need that permission.
And if she says no, you just have to abide. You just have to try to convince her. If she doesn't understand, you just have to stay and maintain the peace. So I think it's okay. Just that in marriage, definitely you have issues up and down, and so those are expected. And like when I was getting married, for instance, I told myself, look, when I get married, I'm never going to argue with my wife. I'm never going to fight with my wife. And I got married, and it was even less than a month. I started.
That's
so
arguing.
So you see, the point is, you just have to tune yourself that those are things which you should expect. And once you tune up your mind, you just have to go with the flow.
So at this point, 12 years and a little over 3 years.
Yeah.
Would you say you are happily married? And if so, what have you been doing to keep the marriage happy and to make it work at this point?
12 years. If I wasn't happy, I'm sure probably I wouldn't be. So I'll say I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like I said, you just need to focus. You just need to understand that people change, and we all change. So it's not only about your wife. Your wife should understand that you change, and you also have to understand that your wife will change, and you just have to play along. So, sometimes you just need to make a compromise.
Yeah.
It's not everything that you think that you are right. Sometimes you are right, but just for peace to prevail, you just have to act stupid. And I'm sure it's not only you who will be acting stupid all the time. Yeah. She also does, just for the peace. So those are some of the things that when you try to do, it keeps you guys going. Yeah. But like I always say, marriage is not easy. You just have to.
From a man's perspective,
it's
interesting.
It's very interesting.
It's the truth. It's never easy, but you just have to try as much as possible to see that to make it work.
Yeah.
And sometimes probably you look at people and you think that they're having the best of marriages, but realize that probably yours is even far better than Yesterday, for instance, I shared this story on the platform. Yeah. It's just like somebody they were schoolmates. They completed school, and they met after 10 years or so. Yeah. One was a taxi driver, and one too was working with the ministries. And the lady was getting small salary, and she has been complaining. When will I get rich? So she took the taxi, and didn't know that it was even the guy,
the mate from school.
The mate from school. And when later she realized that it was a maid, she even wanted to dash and pay.
Yes.
But the maid also said, it's a long time. We are all, friends, so just take it. Yeah. So when she got out, she was feeling for the guy. This guy was very good. I thought by now he would have been a billionaire. And he's driving a taxi. And the guy too
felt the same way
for
the lady.
Didn't know that the guy actually owned the taxi and had other taxis, people were.
Oh, wow.
And the guy also felt for her, thinking that, this my
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Exactly. This my mate, and she's wearing this dress, I'm sure she's also suffering. So it's the perspective of life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think that, this person is doing well and you are doing bad, but you realize that probably your situation is far, far, far better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So happy, I would say, and I'm expecting some more happy years in the future.
Amen to that.
Yes. You can only make it what you want it to be.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is a choice you make. You need to be certain, you need to be sure that this is what I am into. This is what I have to do to make it work. This is what I have to do to make me happy. Most of the time, I always tell my wife that, Madam, if I'm not happy,
I can't
make you happy.
Yeah.
That is my basic principle.
Yeah.
So you can call me selfish, but if I have to do something and at the end of the day, I feel it is not going to make me happy, I will have that conversation with you. I don't like this. I don't think I want to do this. I don't think I will be cool with this. Can we do something else? And most of the time, it boils down to the kind of discussion you guys would have. That is what will go in the long run to determine whether you are having a very happy marriage or a so-and-so kind of marriage. But you need to approach life in a happy. I have a lot of people who see me and then they are like, "You are never sad."
True. Which is very true.
I get sad a lot.
You do?
We all do.
I get sad a lot. But
sometimes
how I portray myself when I'm in a certain crowd. So I might be having some issues at home, but then I don't have to let the whole world know that this is what is going on. So when I meet this set of people, this is how I have to behave. This is how I know how to behave. And then I'm in there and everybody is thinking Moses is like this, it's like that. But maybe somewhere in one corner, I'll be having my own issues I try to deal with. Yeah. So happy is what you make out of it. Yeah.
Exactly. Wow. And sometimes people think that men, they don't cry. Men, sometimes we cry.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. But
maybe that's even on our page. Sometimes you feel from the way he's typing that.
No, come on, no. I'm just trying to. Sometimes people come. I have a lot of people that I mentor. I have a lot of people that I counsel.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come to me, for advice. How to go about stuff and all those things.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm also having the same problem. But the point is, you have to keep a straight, mind. You have to focus. The fact that you are going through certain things, that doesn't mean that you can't support somebody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So those are the things. Sometimes we also have our issues. But the point is, look, if you want to have a happy home, you don't go to your wife crying, come on.
It's always
you have to be strong as a man. As a man, you are the head of the house. So once she realized that you who are supposed to lead, you can't lead,
You're
it becomes
cry baby.
It becomes a problem. So,
but do you believe in that concept of the man being the head of the house?
I am going to be completely honest. I've been married over 3 years, so January before, and my husband. I'm more of the modern woman. I'm more of the respect is a two-way street. I respect you as a man, and I want you to respect me as a woman.
Yeah.
And I feel that we work best together. We work best together. And I'm not going to lie, it took some getting used to from his part because he was always of the mindset, I'm the man.
I take decisions
in our household, especially now that we've got a little boy. But slowly, I've been able to get him to understand that for me, I view it as a partnership. I view 50-50. It absolutely, and I feel that we'll be stronger that way. Because as a woman, I feel like it's so important to feel heard. For the man to sit down, take some time out, and say, "You know what? You're my wife. I respect you. I understand what you're saying, and I'm going to do better." And as my husband, I go, as your wife, I'm going to support you. I'm going to respect you, and I'm going to take into consideration everything that you've said. So, for me, I don't do too well under the submissive umbrella.
Yep.
But, I try my best.
How many men lately of our era would understand that? They are so brought up under this whole perception from their parents or from our culture, which is women need to be submissive. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I find it most of the times that men struggle with women of caliber.
Yeah.
They find it, they just link it or associate it with disrespect. They want you to, they say yes, I'm master kind of thing, keep quiet, listen, I dictate to you, you follow. So most marriages are not working too well due to these issues. Once you're not able to succumb to what the men are saying, then that is
for us. I think it's more of a cultural thing. The way men are brought up to believe that you are in charge.
Yeah.
You are the head. But then once you start moving outside other cultures, you realize that there are a lot more women who are vocal and their men understand it. For me, I think we would get past that stage even as Ghanaians, because culture is very dynamic. It's not supposed to be static. So there are some things that used to be the status quo in the past that now people feel like they are not necessary or they are not required. You have women who are basically also going to work from 8 to 5.
Yes.
You don't expect them to give the kind of attention you may want to give to kids from that 8 to 5. So there is some sharing of responsibility in there, and I'm sure we will get around.
Hopefully.
it.
Yeah, I think that aspect was very prominent in the days when women were made to stay home, because they were not actually bringing a lot on the table. So it's like you are taking care of the kids, Exactly. So exactly. Not. I mean, a woman's like how people were saying your place in the kitchen or you just have to stay home and all those things. So it was like I'm the man going out to hunt or going out to farm and all those things. At the end of the day, I'm bringing the income, I'm bringing the goods. So whatever decision I have that needs to be taken, you need to abide by. But times have changed.
Yeah.
And now women are also becoming breadwinners.
Yeah.
But I still believe that the man is the head of the family because when a decision has to be made, both of you have to discuss it.
Yeah.
But somebody will have to make that decision, especially when you all have opposing, sides. Somebody so
that
at that
we don't digress. I just want to add something to it. For me, and the kind of things I've seen, what I've read, most of this attitude of men, look, comes straight from the Bible. I would want to be controversial.
You Bible?
Yes, everything in the Bible is more about men.
I really want us to listen to this very well. Moses.
Yeah.
Talking about the Bible.
He says those decisions those cultural traits.
What's your gender? What's the gender of God?
You know about Bible.
No, what's the gender of God? The God
I do not know.
It's male.
It's supposed to be male.
I do not know.
So every important character in the Bible is male.
Yes.
So it is driven from there. So as soon as you even go into the Christian area, look, there are some churches who hate the fact that a woman will come in front of a pulpit to preach.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is where it is driven from. So even though we had it as part of our culture, when we had the whites or the foreigners come in with their culture or with the Bible, it was also in there. So it was very easy for us to pick it up to say, okay, this is it, and this is what we have to work with. I would be very controversial. Maybe some other discussion when we go very deep into the Bible, I would come and then
that'd be interesting.
We'll talk more
That'd
about
be very
this.
interesting.
I love this controversial topics,
I want to.
discussing them.
We would love to have you.
Yeah.
We're all up for controversy, aren't we?
Yes, learn more about your Bible too.
And I'll take that opportunity to preach.
Yes.
I think we should allow KB like 2 minutes slot
To
in
preach.
because
preach.
he's preaching
Not
things.
now, man. What do you want me to preach now?
I think he's got preacher in him.
No, he has been knocking on that preaching door for quite some
He
time.
needs to draft his notes. He has nothing in his head right now.
Okay, so if you would allow me to ask this question that I've been wanting to ask, how's your relationship with your female colleagues? Have you had to deal with any sexual harassment? Did you discuss it with your wife? How did you handle it? Suppose this female is your boss, or somebody you report to. What has been the intake on that?
No, so I would wish I get that kind of pressure. But,
Oh wow!
But for me, once in a while, okay, so I have a lot of female friends. We discuss a lot of stuff, but most of the time we know our limits, especially when it comes to my work colleagues. We know our limits. We know what we can do and what we cannot do. So that is where we set the bar. But like I said earlier on, sometimes this office romance stuff, yeah, okay to work with, and depending on how your spouse receives certain information, that is what makes you able to let them know or discuss something. Because if you have let's say a wife who would flare even at the name of a lady in your office, you don't want to even go home and discuss. But then if you have others, or you have a partner who is welcoming, who would want to know, oh, okay, this person, this is where she lives, this is what she does, I want to meet her, we can have a discussion, I'm a lady, she's a lady. Then it becomes easy for you to relate when you're having issues like that.
Are you sure it becomes easy?
It
doesn't become.
It becomes because once she is comfortable with that person, if there are any issues, you are able to relate it. Maybe not directly that this person is hitting on me, but then you are able to maybe even have your wife approach her more, which would, in one way or the other, prevent her from advancing towards you. There are a lot of ways to do it, but for me, what I would discuss with my wife depends on maybe from the past, the history I have with her, how she perceives certain information.
And took that information.
Because there are some things I will tell her and she's comfortable. And then there are others that will just make her flare even if there is nothing. So for those cases, I wouldn't even want to mention.
Yeah.
I'll just pass and then deal with it on my own. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for me, I've never had a female boss, and in my workplace too, I think we have just a few ladies.
Yes.
So I haven't had that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of lady friends, and some. I mean,
A lot is an understatement.
Yeah,
Yes, so maybe multiple will work.
No, I have lots of lady friends. You know, I mean, it's normal that once you have those friends, you get some hitting on you and all those things. I have a way of handling it, you know. So.
But how does your wife deal with that? Is she very? I know obviously she knows you more than anybody, and she's been with you for 12 years.
Honestly, I've never had any discussion or any argument or any fight or whatever with my wife about another lady.
That's total respect. Yeah.
Never.
How do you do that?
Never. She has never even asked me or questioned me about who is that girl. You know, that kind of, no, we never had that kind of.
Because she knows your dynamics. She knows that you're very jovial.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And she knows that like a lot of people call me and we talk. I mean, come on.
And in his field of work, he meets a lot of people.
Right?
Yes, he meets a lot of people.
Yeah.
No. I know Gaby. He's into marketing, so he meets a lot of people in that space. So if you are home and you are worried about the kind of people he's meeting, then you are basically telling him to stop working.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I said, I just know how to, you know, I mean, if somebody is hitting on you and you are not interested, you know how to, you know,
Handle it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's easy.
Do you know what? I wish there was a camera here for our listeners to see what's going
I
on.
wanted to ask where the camera was.
Because there's definitely been a lot of laughter in this conversation. I bet people are sitting home thinking, what are they laughing at?
I mean, we're laughing at Moses and KB. The expression on their face having to answer these questions is just, it's just remarkable. But you know, earlier on we were talking about this, like most married women find it difficult to talk about their sex life with their partners. You know, we realize that even if when it comes to sexual satisfaction, women are very shy. I mean, in our world, in our society, you are deemed or seen as a typical word, spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they don't talk about how they feel, whether they're sexually satisfied or not with their husband. They don't talk about it. Have you had such experiences with your wife? Do you encourage them to talk about these things with you? How have you dealt with it over these years?
Anything that will lead to the survival of the marriage, or that will lead to, you know, you guys being able to stay in that relationship, I mean, it's welcome.
Oh,
If
that's
you think,
good. I like that.
if you think she's not giving you the good sex or the position that you want, or you are not getting satisfaction, and you think that she should do it in a certain way, or she should try it in a certain way, I mean,
Yeah, what we
you
want to know
encourage
is,
that.
how do you receive it if your wife was to approach you about this subject? Would you be what most Ghanaian men are encouraged to do, which is brush it off and be like, it's off bounds? Do you make her feel a certain way? Or does she know that, he's my husband, I can come to him with anything without him forming opinions or judgments about me?
No, it's an open thing,
Okay.
I'm an open person. If I think if you think I didn't perform, tell me. If I also think you didn't perform, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But have you created that comfort for her to be able to come to you and tell, or is that it's in your mind that, okay, I have created it? Has she come to you? Have you had that situation where she's come to you and talked to you about it? Then you know that I've created that comfort where she can come to me at any point in time to talk about it.
Exactly. I mean, we've discussed it, several times. So
that's great.
It's normal.
I like your marriage. Yeah, I like your marriage.
I do a lot.
I tell my wife that if you want us to make love, approach me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say apply first.
No. So approach, because if I want to make love, I'll come to you and tell you. But maybe you want, and then I'm not in the mood, or I'm thinking of something else. I always encourage her that if you feel that nothing should stop you from initiating it. For a lot of men, we want a good girl when we are outside, but in the bedroom, you want somebody who is freaky. Yes,
freaky.
Somebody who will do all the kind of things you would. It's just unfortunate that most of the women in our setup are trained not to talk about sex.
Yeah.
It's not even about you, the husband, encouraging her, because as soon as you mention the topic of sex, it's a no-go area for a lot of women.
Yeah.
Right.
They wouldn't want to even talk about it. So when it comes into a marriage, it becomes a very difficult situation to work around. And most of it takes time. You need to really, let's say, encourage the person, talk to her, and then get her in a position where she feels, okay, this is between me and this person, and I should feel comfortable to say whatever it is. But the cultural thing, it puts a lot of people back.
Yeah.
And even for men, there are some men that if they underperform and then you tell them, that is another issue altogether.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a complete turn off for them.
A different thing. So then they start asking you questions. How do you know that this person is supposed to last for days, supposed to do this, supposed to do that? So it puts a lot of fear in women per se, and then they would always want to be laid back, and then for the man to do whatever it is. Oh, turn around, do this, stand up. Can you jump on my neck? Can you do this? Can you do that? that is where we get to in most relationships. But like I stated in the beginning, if you feel you have a need for it, let me know. 24/7, me a day. Me a day. All you need to do is to pass your hand on my head.
Okay, listeners. If you see Moses anywhere,
you know his soft spot.
You see me anywhere, just
grab him and then just start playing with his head and
be ready for whatever follows.
Wow, I'm actually enjoying this conversation so far. I don't know about you, but it's an eye opener for me.
No, it's really. I feel like it's really good to get two men at a table to discuss this openly. I feel like some of these topics are not discussed
at all. Yeah.
So I'm very happy for this.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that like we said earlier, that you both were able to take time out for us to have this discussion, because I feel like it's so important to so many people out there.
Yeah.
I'll just be happy one or two people take something from this conversation today.
Yeah. And for the women to know that, it's not a big deal to talk about sex life with my partner, and not to perceive it as a bad thing, or for you to be seen as a fault.
Not at all.
I'm sure from what I'm gathering, they would like to actually have you talk about it for them to know their shortcomings. But I think don't just talk about it anyhow. The approach also matters. In as much as you want to air your views and then talk about how you feel, you need to also approach it in the right way. Also, now we're talking more about relationships. I want you to tell us, the listeners also, the hidden challenges you had to deal with to get to this position where you are now. I mean, corporate-wise. I don't want to hear about school and all that. I want us to talk about the hidden ones, the unspoken challenges, things that you wouldn't find corporate people talk about, what they had to deal with in their lives to get to where they are now.
Loyalty, dedication, hard work. That is it.
That is what you had to deal with?
You have to be loyal.
Wow.
You have to, growing up in the corporate ladder, it doesn't come on a silver platter.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You have to make yourself ready for it. And making yourself ready for it means that you have to train yourself or allow yourself to be trained. You have to understand the business. Else, it's just a waste of time. So sometimes people think that, okay, I mean, we are in this organization. I think that guy is my boss. He likes me. Okay, let me start, talking about our people to just jump the ladder.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could work for you. You get some few promotions, but you get to a point and you get stuck because you don't know or understand the business.
Yeah.
The most important thing is make your bones. That is the most important thing. And making your bones means you have to dedicate time to understand the business. You have to dedicate time to learn, to read more about your operations or whatever. And you have to have a focus of where you want to be.
Yeah.
There should be a vision of where you want to be. Because if you employ me today, I should know that, okay, or I should have the idea of, okay, where I want to be in the next few years or so, So that is the most important thing. I think loyalty is important. You need to win the trust of the people that you work with. You actually need to win their trust.
10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I told about 2 or 3 people at my workplace that I will be in this position I am at work in 10 years' time.
That's some prophecy right there.
No, so I had entered into a new organization. Oil and gas was new. We had a lot of expats, and then I started weighing myself against most of the expats we had in the company. And then I realized that there were a lot of them, in my opinion, I could do better than. But then because they had the experience, they had come in. So I crafted a pathway for myself, which meant that I had to leave shore, go offshore, go and learn a lot of practical stuff, come back, and then had an upper hand over a lot of my colleagues at the workplace. So within that space, within that 10 years, we're having a program, I think last year, and then this topic came up, this discussion started, and then I told some people, and somebody really came up and then said, yeah, I remember that thing that you said that. What I see we lack as I will talk in the space of oil and gas is our willingness to learn. We want to assume positions, but we don't want to learn to get to those positions. So I've met a lot of people who would be like, I want to be the MD, I want to be the general manager, but they don't want to learn, or they don't want to know the steps between where they are and then
what needs
to be done, and then how they can get to those places. So it is more like I have my first degree, I have my master's degree.
So I need to get there.
So I need to get there.
Yeah.
So they get into the system, and then there's a lot of frustration, and then within a short while, they are out. They feel like, hey, I'm supposed to be here. I'm not there. So no, I need to work out. A lot of people who have come in, and then one of the challenges I see with the oil and gas industry is around the willingness to learn, especially since it is something new that we all like. It just came up. People were rushing into it. We did not have the expertise, and I'm seeing in my small space, I'm seeing that issue with even regulatory bodies in the way they manage local talent.
Yeah.
wanting to push people into spaces they are not ready for. You push
Right.
them there, they will assume the roles,
They can't
but you
perform.
see them
Fail
failing.
at it, yeah.
Yes. And at the end of the day, you will have to go back to bring those same people to come and correct the system. So we need to learn. We
Yeah.
need to learn. We need to learn. And then in the corporate world, that is one of the things you need to learn. You need to get mentors, look up to people, know what they've done to get to where they are, and then follow their path.
I mean, one topic I'm very much interested in with both you gentlemen is how do you manage to balance your family life and your social life?
So I think you need to be very deliberate about it. You need to be very, very deliberate about it. So when it comes to my work life, so 8 to 5 in the office, fully packed. Occasionally we have parties in the office. And,
Occasionally.
I make it a point. I make it a point to attend all those social events because it leads to networking.
Yeah.
You need to meet a lot of people, and then when I'm out there like that, I make sure if it's fun, I went there for. I make sure I have my fun. And that's me.
Yeah.
When I get home, we share ideas, what we can do, what we cannot do. So luckily for me, my wife doesn't like going out a lot.
I was going to ask that question that you turn off with her.
No, she doesn't go out a lot. So most of the time, once I say, "Oh, we are having this program here, you can go."
Yeah, she's not.
And then
She's not
yes,
interested.
at least at that point, we've agreed on what we would want to do.
Okay.
So I'll go sometimes on a Friday. I want to go to Champs. I know she will say no, but
But you
now
just
ask,
want to ask
oh,
out
I'm
of
going to
courtesy.
Champs. Can we go? And then, okay, no, this one I can't go. So there are, once I'm home, I make sure that whatever we are doing, if it's TV, if it's the kids that I have to play with, make sure that
Yeah.
we are having that quality time, even if it's for 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that there's some level of quality, playing with the kids, doing all those funny videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's how I work to balance it. But
Yeah.
then you need to make an effort because you are not careful, you end up spending your whole time in the office. You close from office, you have some friends, you cannot do away with friends.
Yeah.
Yes, and then you come home, it's late, you have to
Yeah.
sleep, and then in the morning, the routine does not change. So you just need to, the slightest of moments you get together, just make it count. And that adds to that work-life balance.
Absolutely. How about you, Kay?
Yeah, I think it's very, very important to have a balanced work life and social life. When I got married, before I got married, because I was staying alone, I used to carry work home. After work, I go home, I'm watching TV, I'm on my laptop, So when I got married, the same thing. I was still, doing the same thing. I forgot that, the environment had changed.
Yes.
Carry your laptop back home.
I got to a point I realized that no, I was missing a lot. Because you've gone home, you are still on your laptop, having a chat, constant, divided attention and all those things. So I stopped that. Yeah. And I think you need to, and I do, I have a lot of time for my wife.
Yeah.
I have a lot of time for her. And she's just like Moses' wife. She also doesn't like, going out.
I think they're lucky.
They're very lucky.
They should marry any of us. Yeah, as soon as you dress up, we are dressed.
We're just going
For me, I don't mind. Once you are doing with me, I don't mind. We can go anywhere, do whatever.
But would that make you comfortable and do the things you want to do?
What
Like,
things?
Like be happy, get to dance with your female friends.
So you have to understand the settings. I mean, sometimes you have to sacrifice. You understand? So it's all part of it. So it got to a point we had to agree on times. That if Fridays, if I go out, I should be home. I think she gave me up to what? Up to 11 or so.
Right, okay.
I've forgotten, but I think it was 11.
Yeah.
Saturdays up to 9, unless there are parties or functions that,
Yeah.
Because I told her, look, Fridays are for my boys.
Mm-hmm.
So after work,
You go.
I'm just meeting my boys.
Yeah.
Or I'll come home and get refreshed and go. And because we agreed on those things, there wasn't any problem. So if we close on Friday, I even go home and I take my shower, I'm coming out. She understands. And I also made sure that I was not overstaying.
Okay.
So I remember this. I think it was a Christmas. Christmas, I think last 2 years or so. Was it 24th? I forgot 24th night or something. So I went out. I went to Charms. I go home. I think around 2 a.m. So the next morning, she wasn't happy. She was like, but you were supposed to have come. And I said, look, the environment and the people in town and all those things. I couldn't just have left.
Yeah.
That is the reason why. Okay, no problem. Tonight I'm going out with you. Actually, we had
planned
it already. So he said we are going out tonight. So we went out, went to so many places, and later we met some friends at Charms. And it got to I think it got around 1. He said we should go, and I said, Berlin. See there.
It's too early to go.
Just check the aura. Check the environment, check the fun out there. Do you expect us to go over there? You give me some 30 minutes. So she gave me 30 minutes. I asked for another 30 minutes. So we left at, I think, 2. The next day, because it was a Christmas period, we had a lot of activities. The next day, I said, Lynn, let's go. Say, hey, madam, boss. I got go alone. So, I have time for her. I have time for work as well.
Yeah.
Work time. I don't joke. I don't play with my work.
I think you just need to be flexible in the approach. So I always say and my wife likes to go to church. She's a church. So I tell her if you are comfortable to go for all nights on Friday and close at 1 or 2 a.m., why are you not comfortable with me going to sit at Champs and then coming home around that same time?
That's my all night, yeah?
Yeah, because at least at the end of the day, you going to church is making you happy. Maybe me going to sit at Champs. I might decide not to go because you don't want me to go. But I'll be home a sad person. And you don't want me to be sad at home. So let me get happy.
Allow me to be happy.
Promise I'm not going to do any naughty stuff. I'm going to slap people around. But hey, I'll come home the same.
The same man.
My boxer shorts on.
Yeah.
Have you had to make that decision? To choose between family and work?
Family and work? No. In terms of, because...
so either you forgo
one or the other.
No, I don't think I've been in that situation. And it would be a difficult choice to make.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when you get to that point, you weigh the options, you weigh what. But I haven't gotten to the point where I have had to choose between work and then family. Everybody have their time.
It seems to me you guys are living the life we all want to live. Very balanced, and you like that.
Everything should, because I think for men are expected to work.
Exactly.
So your woman cannot tell you to forgo work. But when it comes to our cultural setting, women are expected to stay home. So a man is comfortable to tell the woman that, can you stop working and then stay home and take care of the kids or take care of the house. It's more of a cultural thing. So for men, we really will not be facing. No woman will come and tell you to stay home. It won't happen.
Yes.
But a man will be comfortable to tell you that, looking at the situation, I think I can take care of you. You stay home, take care of the house. I'll take care of you. I don't want you out there. It's more of a cultural thing. I don't see.
But would you say that to your wife?
To stay home?
To stay home.
No. For me, no. If the opportunity is there for her to work, all that is required is that if the home would have to be taken care of. If there are kids, they have to be taken care of. So if it means we bring in a third person in to support, that is what we would want to do. But I don't want to be in a situation where I do not want to see my wife excelling in maybe the corporate world.
Yeah.
That for me is a no-no. If that opportunity is available, I don't mind. We just have to make arrangement or make room for when the two of us are not around, who to take care of the house and stuff like that. I'm not the kind of person who would want to
stay home,
tell a
work.
woman to stay.
Yeah.
Nah. If she has the opportunity to work, cool. But if that opportunity is not available and she has to stay, that's okay. We work with it. But if that opportunity is there, why not? Just take
It
it.
just be a waste of
Yeah.
his education.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've had instances I've seen or heard of instances where men would ask their wives to stay home just because I mean they seem to be excelling. It's like a silent competition, as I always call it. And then they get intimidated or irritated by that, and then they want the wife to stay home and then take care of the family, don't go anywhere. They find all manner of excuses to just I need to be earning higher salary, not you.
Yeah.
African manly feeling.
Yeah.
Would you give up your friends if it threatens your marriages?
Oh, definitely.
You would
For
do
me,
that?
I'll do that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, sometimes no true. No, sometimes people think that because I remember somebody said that but you can marry 3 times or 4 times.
Your friends
People,
will still be there.
your friends still be there. It depends.
You can have 100 friends and then you can.
You understand? It depends
Yeah.
because it even depends on the friends, the kind of friends.
Yeah.
Some friends are just friends, as you see them, but they are not real good friends.
Absolutely.
They don't have good intentions for you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you have a good marriage, or you aspire or you push that you have a good marriage, then why do you have to give up your marriage because of a friend?
These are people you've known all your life before you got married.
For me, I think
You
everybody.
would give
It
them up?
depends on the kind of friends, the kind of friendship. It depends on the kind of marriage that you are in. Because sometimes, like I'm saying, when you get old, will the friends be there?
They won't be there,
Or
but
when you
really,
are sick.
I mean, these are people you've known growing up with them. They've done nothing wrong. Let's they are good friends. You've been through different things
then
together.
probably
Your wife just seemed not to like them.
oh, okay.
You know?
Well, you just asked a straight question. Will you give up your
So,
friends?
let
maybe
me
you should
play the
have-
devil's
uh-huh.
advocate here. Your wife seemed not to like them for no reason. And these are people you've known.
No, if your wife
Well-
seems not to like them for no reason, you have to find out why she doesn't. She should have a reason.
Now,
Definitely.
you may be a picture of what your friends are.
Mhm.
So if your wife does not like them, maybe she doesn't like you too. No, I believe everybody. No, everybody has their role. Everybody has their position that they play when it comes to friends, when it comes to your spouse, when it comes to marriage, all that stuff. I don't think you would want to trade one off for the other because you cannot even stay in this world with your wife alone.
Yeah.
And mind you, when it comes to friendship, it's not, let's say, friends from, you might have friends from work.
Mm-hmm.
You might have friends from maybe your social circle. They are friends from different avenues. So everybody, it is more of you defining the role each one plays.
Yes.
So if you are able to, if your wife doesn't like all your friends, you have a problem. No,
You
it's
understand?
that basic.
That's what I was saying. Probably I should have asked you to expatiate on the question.
Yeah.
If she doesn't like your friends, or you can push it to a large extent, she doesn't like your family. She doesn't like you. There's something, maybe some 1 or 2 things about you that attracted you to her, to her, and maybe she's not getting, or maybe she's getting that, and she's trying to cut everything off. But I feel everybody has their role, and if I have to lose all my friends, I'll lose them. If she's also going to lose all her friends.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's
No.
only fair, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
only fair.
because I don't see, if you hate my friends, you how that you hate me.
Automatically.
You hate me because what KB does,
You
I
cannot
do.
do.
No, I do. So if you tell me you don't like KB,
You
maybe
don't like me.
maybe it's something you've seen about KB you think might be an influence over me. It is
Yeah.
right that we talk about that,
Okay.
or we have a discussion around that. But you don't tell me to cut KB off.
Hmm.
For all you know, KB is giving me some very good business or some job opportunities that you are not aware of. and then you tell me that because maybe you've seen maybe KB with this set of people or this group of girls, it means he's no good.
Okay.
I might know him from a different angle, and that is where you have to also learn to know him from.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well.
So it's more about you guys discussing, having a discussion of explaining.
All right. I seem to have exhausted all the questions I want to ask, but just one little thing. Have you met any lady after you got married and then went like, oh wow, like?
So
I wish I had. Yeah.
Any lady that's made your head turn?
Yeah. So far.
They are running thoughts. No, they are running thoughts. You meet a lot of you meet a lot of people every day. You meet a lot of new people, but then at the end of the day, there were certain things you base your choice on whoever you wanted to be with on certain criteria. So you might meet new people. Oh, this person, I think she's okay, she's good, but she might not have all those things you are looking out for, or you set your mind out for a future partner or a partner. So yes, those things do come up, but then you need to know that maybe it's just the beauty, but then the kind of things you were looking out for in a woman, she might not have all of them. But if I tell you that I don't meet people, and then no, I'll be lying.
Yeah,
I'll be lying. I'm human.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as Moses said. I mean, we're all human. You meet people, but you just have to still reconcile with your decision of marrying your wife.
Yeah.
And unless probably you just want to change, but if you don't want to change, you still have to stick to what actually pulls you to your wife. Otherwise, I've come to realize that look, if you want to change your wife because you've met somebody, you think you've fallen in love, you change her, you fall in love again, and it never ends.
Yeah,
yeah,
it never ends. So just make up your mind,
wow.
Make a decision, and life will be rosy.
So before we wrap up, gentlemen, we would both like you to leave our listeners with a little something. So for people out there now entering into marriage, especially the men, what advice can you give them? What advice can you give them for them to go into the marriage with?
So 12 years, go ahead.
So I think marriage is a beautiful thing, but it's a serious decision that you which is taken. So you don't go into marriage thinking that let me just go and try it and come out. So one needs to be ready for it. One needs to plan, and one shouldn't rush into marriage because the friend has gotten married.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all rosy.
Yeah.
So I think if I got married very at an early age, that's why it's 12 years, because I planned my life. I wanted to get off the market so that I could focus on certain things.
Hot cake.
Exactly. So sometimes you just need to make a decision. If you really want to marry, know when you are, just plan, but make sure that you are ready, you are prepared, both financially. And if I say financially, I'm not saying go and get all the millions or all the, but you just have to be ready to provide the basic things for your wife to take care of the house. So I would say marriage is a beautiful thing, but before you enter, you should be ready to take the responsibilities which it comes with.
So one of my decision points for marrying, I've always been telling myself that I will never marry a woman unless I was in a position to fully take care of that person. That was it for me. So I felt I had gotten into a situation where I could take care of somebody else, whether they were working or not. That was for me. One of the killers of marriages is expectations.
Yes.
Whether high or low.
Yes.
Expectations. So I always tell people that you don't go into a marriage to change someone. You go in to adapt to how they are.
Yes.
If you will not be able to adapt to how the person is, don't ever tell yourself or feel like you will change that. They will change a day or two for you, but then that old character will come back.
Yes.
So you never go into it with that mindset of, oh, I'm going to change this person. Once we are married, maybe I can. If I like going to the beach every Sunday, the mere fact that I'm married to you doesn't mean I have to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
As soon as it stops, you are taking a very big chunk, something that I have been or have learned for about 25 or 30 years of my life. You want me to just cut it off because of marriage, and that will create a huge disagreement between, because then at that point I also want you to start cutting things off, and then you will not be who you are.
Yeah.
So that feeling of we wanting to change our partners, it kills marriages.
Okay.
So you learn to adapt. This is how the person is. Oh, my husband likes going to champs. I don't like going to champs. For me, how it works is, okay, one Friday, you just make a sacrifice. I want to go to champs with you. The two of you go. Once you start going together, either he will start staying home because he's not having all the fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it brings him to the point where you want him to be. But if you tell him that stop, hey, he will rebel. Every man will rebel and he will want to do whatever he wants to do. So we shouldn't change people. We shouldn't have in mind want to change people. We should just look at adapting to how people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a wrap.
That's pretty deep.
That is coming from a man, actually. I appreciate that. I do.
So before, we let you two go, because we know that you're family men and you should be at home with your family at the moment. I want to thank you very much for, again, giving up your time to being here. And like I said earlier, Asantseba, we hope that, people out there are taking something from this.
Yeah, they better be taking something from it. Coming from KB and Moses.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. The social media people, like especially Moses, you find him at any party. He's the life of the party. So for him to come up with these advices, then
I'm an introvert.
Oh really?
To be honest with you, I didn't expect this session to be this deep.
Really?
Yeah, I really didn't expect this session to be this deep, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
And please don't forget, we need to give KB the slot to do the preaching, please. Then we have to find a preaching section for.
Absolutely, KB. Just let us know when
I'll do that.
Available, and we'll give you a 2-minute slot.
You want to be called Pastor KB or Prophet?
There are a lot on my heart, and I need to share.
Oh, absolutely. We're not stopping that. All right, guys. Well, it's a complete wrap from the both of us today. Yeah. And again, we thank you for listening. Yeah, just, keep safe.
And then keep on with the protective measures you've been given. Again, for this corona season. Wash your hands, wear your nose mask. Avoid public places if necessary. You have to go out. Just be safe. That's all we'll leave you with for this episode.
All right, so until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.